Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I, Phil, get to show Stray Kids to my friend Tom. And this week, it's not a lie. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I've been better.
Okay.
I hurt myself.
Oh.
I lightly touched on the fact that I did this. So, at work from time to time, they do these fitness challenges. And
Right.
I've for a while, I've been wanting to get back into doing things where I'm being more fit, right?
Yeah.
I really hate just like doing a monotonous exercise. I don't like it.
Right.
I don't want to go to a gym around, and I don't want to be around other people.
Yeah. Right.
So I just have no interest in that. So instead, I was like, I'm going to charge I have a tennis ball machine, and I'm going to charge it, and I'll try and pick up playing tennis again. Like I'll just start going, and like I thought I'd try to go like in the morning before work just to see if it was possible. Because if it is, then like even during like the school year for the kids, right? On a Monday or Friday when I work from home, I could drop the kids off at school and then go to the tennis court for 30 minutes and then go home and work. And like that would totally function for me, and I would be able to get practice and more exercise than just getting up from my chair and walking 10 steps to the bed. That seems like a good idea. Oh God, not pickleball. Jesus, look, I'm going to cut this, but I fucking hate pickleball on principle. Because the thing is that, and like, I know I shouldn't, and I will someday become a better person and be able to be like, this is fine. I like tennis. I like playing tennis. I like watching tennis. And at one of the courts that I like to play at, there was a court that they just like converted to being like 2 pickleball courts. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you taking away tennis courts from tennis? Luckily, in my city, we have a lot of parks, shocker, and you can get like a key for all the tennis courts that are around, and it was very cheap. Like Jeanette went and got it, and it was like $14 or something for the whole year. And so I've been going, and they have. They have signs posted on the tennis courts that are like, no pickleball. If you want to do pickleball, we have pickleball courts over in this park. You may not play pickleball here. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you very much. We did get, I don't know who got it for us, but like my brother is a lot like me. We're very similar in that if we have some obligation to do something, but there's no real harm if we don't, then we may not do it. You know what I mean? Like there's some chance that we'll like procrastinate to the point where it doesn't happen. And all that to say is that there were Christmas presents that got dropped off before he moved, because he just moved. They like swung by to drop off some keys for us, and they also dropped off some there were Christmas presents for the kids, and then also like 2 pickleball rackets. And I was like, the fuck am I gonna do with these? Like in plastic, right? And so I was just like, I don't. Now, okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
I love tennis, and it feels like a tennis racket in your hand a little bit. The grip is smaller, but maybe that's just because, yeah. Anyway, the grip is smaller, but it mostly does feel like it. And so like, rather than going like, oh, I'll just give these away or sell them or whatever, I thought, well, I can't really like practice my actual swing with my racket in the house, because I'll hit a wall, I'll hit a kid, whatever. But this little tiny racket, maybe I could just use this to practice at home. Anyway, so I just got like really into it, and I threw myself into it. Some would say a little too hard. And I started going to the courts. I was only for 30 minutes a day, but I went every single day for at least 2 weeks. And then I took 2 nights off from going, or 2 days off from going and playing tennis. And instead, there's that track that's right by our house. You went and ran on it one time when you stayed here. Yeah. I walked that for 30 minutes because basically I have to get 30 minutes of exercise to close my exercise ring every day. That's the deal, right? Okay. I didn't do it today. Fuck it. Fuck. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. But so was it last week? A few days ago, I went to go and play tennis. And by play tennis, I mean hit against the ball machine for 30 minutes and then go home, right? And some would say that as a 40-year-old man, that I might want to, I don't know, like stretch before I do that. Some people that I might be married to might suggest that it's a good idea to stretch before you do any kind of strenuous sport type exercise. It's not that I'm not one of those people. I just, the way that my brain works, I thought like, look, I'm going to be running just a little bit. It's going to be very light work and I'll warm up that way. And I don't want to take an extra 10 minutes to like stretch because like I looked up like a video. It's so fucked up. I looked up a video to be like, is there like, I'll just look up a YouTube video for like, here's how I should stretch before I play tennis. Because I don't know what all stretches are good for me for that, for the types of movements I'm going to be making. And I looked and I saw the video was 10 minutes long and I was like, phew, too long for me. So anyway, unrelated, but possibly unrelated, but I seem to have strained some muscles in my right leg, which is my leading leg for when I'm like making swings, and I pivot on it a lot too. It's weird, I know. So I seem to have strained a muscle in the inner thigh area, and it makes moving it could be worse. I mean, it like the thing is that like it couldn't. Okay, anyway. So I just have a light injury, and I'm fine, but like there are like, it's just like sometimes when I move my leg a certain way, just like in or out, like really small movements, like standing up, walking, not so bad. Getting out of a car, oh shit, that hurts so bad. Like twisting, like trying to move like because you got to move, both your legs to get out of the car, right? Trying to move my right leg, just like that movement is so painful. It's ridiculous. And I don't know, and I, of course, like me, I'm just like, okay, I got this strained muscle. It's clearly a muscle because if I take ibuprofen, goes away. No pain at all. Doesn't feel that tight. And what does it say for like, okay, you've got this strained muscle. We're describing exactly what you've got. What do? You should not do sports or strenuous physical activity for 1 to 2 weeks. and then, within that time frame, so at some point, like you're going to find that it's better. You got to rest, basically. You can do light work. You can walk. So I'm probably going to be hitting the track and walking. And then it goes. And in the future, if you want to prevent this, then before you do strenuous activity or sports,
stretch.
You should stretch.
Eat a banana and stretch.
So, I mean, lesson learned, I guess. I think when I was a kid, I don't know. When I was in team tennis and I was a kid, right? Like I was on a team and we had a coach. And so when we'd get there and they'd be like, it's stretching time, and we'd do all the stretches together. Everybody would do the stretches, but I didn't memorize them. I just followed along. So like, it's just, so I promise to everyone, and especially Jeanette and my kids, who, you know, becomes more difficult to like run around with if you're in pain. I will take the 10 minutes and stretch. All right. So yeah, it's been pretty eventful, but I also want to add that it's felt really great to get out there and be hitting the tennis ball and stuff. But I also want to be super judgmental, and I'm not a tennis professional. I never have been. I am not a pro. I'm not a high level player. But when I'm playing tennis, I'm playing to try and maximize my potential. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
I aim to do it right. Like I want my swing to follow like the correct steps, you know, so that I can get the right spin so the ball goes in. I honestly like care less about like being competitive and playing against other people than I do like doing all the movements right and making the hits correctly, because it's like something you work on for yourself, not something you work on to win. I mean, eventually that can come, but I like when I'm doing it, like I'm hitting against a machine. I'm not hitting against a person. I just want to get the ball in the racket at the right time, doing the right swing, and make it feels really good to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then like a few times now, like because where I play, there's 2 courts, right? There's the court I'm on, and other people can play on the other court. And there's been a couple of times where like people have shown up, and I'm like, look, I don't want to be judgmental. I'm glad that people are playing tennis. Play more tennis, people. But it is noticeable to me that we care about different things. Because I got these like not cool sports glasses. So they can't see that I'm looking at them when they hit the ball, and they're just swatting at it, and I'm going, man, wrong swing. You're not gonna get topspin doing that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So like I'm over here like I'm like living for the perfection of the game, and they're just having fun, and I'm like, look, we're all glad here, but like I'm in this zone where I'm just like, that's so wrong. And the thing is that's so frustrating, right, is that like if I was going to like play against somebody who's swatting around the place, it might be difficult for me, because like they can hit the ball. You can hit the ball doing that, like, and if you get used to it by doing it enough, like you can even get the ball in. Like you wouldn't be competitive at a high level, but like for me, who again is not playing against people, I'm just trying to get my hits going right. Like I might like potentially lose to someone, and I would be furious. So anyway, tennis is cool. I'd love to like get out on the court with like, I don't know, friends or whatever, and even if we don't hit against each other, like to just, hey, I'll set up the ball machine, we'll all take turns like hitting against it. I think it'd be a great time. But the last time that I was like late getting to work, because I was going every day, even the days that I did go into work, and people, you know, my group of friends was like, hey, are we gonna get breakfast? And one of them was like, well, Phil won't be here in time for breakfast because he's too busy hitting his balls.
What does that mean?
You know what it means. And I was hitting my balls. But here's the thing, I can't, and it sucks because like, you know, I would think that where I would get hurt, my pain would be upper body, right? Because I'm hitting a racket against a ball, you know? That's what should happen. But no, my upper body feels great. It's really annoying. So, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what I said to make her give you the death glare, but I'm sorry. Am I? You're welcome.
Heard that. She's giving me the death glare. What? I don't. Oh, hitting his balls.
Oh,
You were hitting your
tennis balls. Tennis balls. If we keep saying balls, do you think that's going to help her? Anyway.
balls.
Anyway, so you know how that relates to this here podcast, besides it happening to me?
Tell me.
Is that when I'm going and hitting, I'm usually listening to Stray Kids because they're bangers.
Snap.
The banger bunch I've been listening to a lot, and one AirPod in so I can hear the balls launch, and we just having fun. It's been good. I actually went twice in one day because I went in the morning, and then Jeanette and I took the kids to a park to go and hit together. But Michelle wasn't having it. Logan was having a great time just like hitting a foam ball around, but Michelle wasn't having it. And then I was like, well, let's put everything away. We'll just go play the park. Anyway, it was fun. How have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Not so much, okay. So I told you I deleted TikTok.
Right. Yeah. Thank God.
That's been real nice. But also, now I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
when I'm like just sitting there doing nothing, So I bought some, kinda, yeah, not really fanfics. What I did is I bought some C# books on Amazon. Cool. And so I've been reading, I've been learning C# by just reading a C# book.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I had to go buy like little sticky tabs and some highlighters and pens and stuff so I can like put notes in on the different pages and stuff. I found a typo in one of the pages, and it was like,
oh, that's fun
because I was reading. Because it's like informational, right? So let me go to it. And it's like, here is how to use the smaller than or equal to operator. And it goes, returns true if left is smaller than or equal to the right. 11 less than or equal to 7 is true. And I'm like, no, it's not. So I was trying to find like if anybody else had noticed that from this book, but I couldn't find anything online. And then I showed it to Zach, and I was like, tell me, am I crazy, or is this incorrect? Is that a typo?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been reading this book. Got a lot of tabs in it already. Highlighted some stuff.
That's awesome.
So it's fun, and it's much better for me than TikTok.
I mean, certainly that's true. Yeah. I've been doing something else that may be considered to be a frowned upon. Okay. But we went to a kid's birthday party, and when we were there, I met this dude who's one of the other parents, and he was talking about how he's got a 5-year-old, and he's going to make his 5-year-old play Dark Souls. And I was like, okay, because like he loves Dark Souls. He like, it's like the only video game he ever played was Dark Souls. He would like play it on repeat, and he told this story about like how it would drive his wife crazy because when you start Dark Souls, it makes a certain sound. And his wife like got used to it, and it like scarred her. And then they got a Switch like recently. He hadn't had another game console since the PS3, and then they got a Switch recently. And she's like, yeah, you should get yourself some games and play some games or whatever. And he immediately goes and buys Dark Souls again. And then she's like, what the fuck? Nice. So anyway, but what he informed me of is that there's an option in Dark Souls to turn off all the blood. Oh. And Dark Souls is kind of like a shitty looking game. Like really, like even the remastered version, like, it's not too serious. You know what I mean? Like it's not amazing. It's not like hyper realistic. Uh-huh. So I've been playing it, and Logan's been watching me. Yeah. And he loves it. He's totally into it. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess. I don't know how I feel about it. If I'm honest, it's a rated M game. I turned off the blood, but like I'm still going around like fighting zombies and stuff, but it has not fazed him. He really enjoys it. So I'm like, okay.
All right.
I guess this is fine.
Yeah.
Michelle says she's scared of it, and then it doesn't bother her. So I don't know. Like, she was like, it's scary. It's scary. And that what she was scared of was like the opening video, and she wasn't even watching it. So I don't know. She is just saying it's scary because I had warned them, because I try and be like, it could be a spooky, scary game at times. So like, just be ready. It's pretend. We know all these things. You know, I'm trying to put in the work to make it so that they're okay with it. But Michelle immediately is like, oh, it's scary. Is it? I'm scared. Yeah, sure you are. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, she's scared of that, but she doesn't mind jumping off the arm of the couch onto a trampoline. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but yeah, it's been an interesting challenge, but yeah. And tomorrow is Jeanette's birthday.
Yeah,
as of this recording. So
right.
If we record long enough, everybody can tell her happy birthday on the day. I'm just saying, putting that out there. No pressure for us to go long or anything. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wait. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we're same time zone. So yeah,
we are
in an hour and 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We have really failed at starting on time.
Yeah, I know that.
It's all right though.
Yeah, it's all good.
Who's it
now?
It's all good now.
Oh, but you know what?
What?
It's time to turn away from all of that and move on to A2K. That's right. We're watching A2K. Oh, wait, we're not.
We're not.
You mean to tell me this is a Stray Kids podcast?
It is a Stray Kids podcast.
This is a joke that only lands for people who are not listening to the podcast later. So sorry. Maybe you didn't read the title of the episode. I don't know. But what we're actually going to watch is SKZ Code. We're going back to Stray Kids. SKZ Code, episode 43. We're jumping way back in time now. But, we're used to going back in time. That's how we did Stray Kids, right?
Right.
So we're going to watch Stray Kids do SKZ Code. But before we do, there's a song that came out. We had meant to catch up on a bunch of songs. We were waiting. But there was a song that came out called Why, which I don't think we ever listened to. I'm just going to very quickly double check that in our episode history, because it's there's some chance I just don't remember that we listened to it.
It doesn't ring a bell. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, doesn't look like we did. All right, hell yeah. So we're gonna start with Why, and then we'll move into them being silly. And I want you to know, what's the Tom rating? Is this a banger? Is this going on the banger playlist? Is it a ballad? I don't know. It's a Japanese song, and they released it for an OST for a live action drama, which I'm interested in watching just because I think it would be cool to hear Stray Kids every episode. So maybe we'll do that, but we're gonna find out. Does Tom like it? I don't know. Let's listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why? To leave us alone. Leave us alone.
All right, Tom.
Wow.
That was Why. Why did you think about
banger?
that? It's a banger. We got a banger, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I feel like it kind of got overshadowed a little bit for no reason. No other songs came out around then. We don't have to think about it. So, right? I'll say when this comes on and I'm playing tennis, hitting the tennis balls, it feels real good. It is a high tempo banger. And when I smash a tennis ball, it feels real good.
When you're hitting your balls?
Be listening. When I'm hitting my balls, it feels great. Don't clip that.
Oh, I have to now.
No, please. You don't have to. Anyway, yeah, it's great, and it's really good. I want to watch the drama, which is called Revenge. It's longer than that. Actually, the title's longer than that. Revenge something or other. I think it says it at the beginning. Yeah, here it is. Revenge, The End of Desire. So there you go. That's the drama. Maybe we will watch it sometime just for funsies. There's not enough shows in the world to watch, so we should watch one more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah. So I'm glad. You think that's going on your bangers playlist?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like, sometimes when you're streaming and you're playing World of Warcraft and you're in a raid, but you're just doing like trash and bosses that like the back of your hand. So you put on music. Like this is a perfect kind of song for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's got that whole like whoa,
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's good.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll be honest, sometimes even when we're doing fights that like I don't know like the back of my hand, if I'm like annoyed,
you'll still put on music.
I will turn Discord like all the way down to where it's just a whisper and crank my music up and just like get in the fucking zone.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, if you're in the zone, everyone else should be, right?
They gotta be. Right.
If it gets fucked up, it's not your fault. Somebody was not in the zone. They were not listening to Why by Stray Kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
They got to get on that,
True that.
Mm-hmm. You said it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move to watching SKZ Code Exchange Island, episode number 1. You excited, Tom?
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's been a while since we watched the SKZ Code, so it's gonna be good. Let's hit it.
Be good.
A few moments later.
All right, Tom. We just finished episode 1 of Exchange Island, SKZ Code, episode 43. We did not know going in, but apparently it's a parody of an existing dating show that some of the members really like, and you go in with your exes. And you either get with somebody new or maybe rekindle your old flame. So
that sounds awful.
It sounds pretty bad. I mean, like, I'm sure it's an enjoyable experience, but I would hate to watch it. I get pretty bad secondhand embarrassment. So I don't know if I can handle it, honestly. But this was fun.
I would not. I would hate to watch that show.
Yeah, we should watch it just to see how uncomfortable it makes us. No, this was good though. I enjoyed this. They basically just played some games at the beginning to introduce themselves, and then pick partners, and then they went out on a date to see if they were compatible.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I loved when Lino threw Ginny Rat into a tree. That was pretty funny. Like right as Hyunjin was like, I don't think it's gonna work between us, and he just like throws Ginny Rat into the tree. They spent like most of their date doing that. It was so funny. Yeah, it was good. Lino's great, And I love Bangchan and Changbin together just being like, you have a pretty big butt. And then he's like, yeah, I do too. So we got that going for us. And they just started just talking about each other's muscles, as you do. With your bro who you go to the gym with, right?
Naturally.
Yeah, I know all about that. Going to gyms with bros.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. There's a whole group of people at work that go and do kickboxing classes twice a week. Like, it's like 6 or 7 people like in my department that all go. And so if it's like noon on a Tuesday or a Thursday, nobody's fucking there.
That's weird.
It's a little strange, but I think it started with just a couple people doing it, and now they're all into it, and like not like people who I don't want to say this sounds mean, not the kind of people that I expected who would be like, yeah, I want to go take a class at the gym,
Right.
We sit at computers all day, it's there were a couple people who started it, and I was like, yeah, I get that totally. They seem like people who go to the gym, but whatever. People are having fun. They're exercising. I'll take it. Just like Bangchan and everyone else. So Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. Han, I think that Han, this is going to be the stupidest thing I've ever said. Thinking about the characters, they are thinking about the characters that they are portraying in this episode. This is a controversial take, but I think that Han and Lino need to get together.
Okay.
Because the both of them are like relentlessly flirting with their dates, and both of their dates are like, I don't know, it seems like too much for me. You just keep flirting. And I'm like, like at what point are they going to go, you know who likes to flirt?
Right.
Han and Lino, and then Han and Lino are going to be paired up again. So, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty funny. I also really liked in the background of that one shot when like Bang Chan and Changmin were taking it super seriously and like pretending like they're on an actual date for the show. And you could just see Sungmin in the background, like kind of blurred, talking to them, like talking at them. I thought that was pretty funny. It's good. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. You know what I liked the most was just the sheer amount of Stray Kids music they used in it.
Yeah.
I was jamming. I was like, man, like I definitely missed this. I'm not sure if I understood quite how much that I would miss these boys, you know, because
Yeah.
and like they, you know, like Bang Chan was just at like a fashion event, like, and he looked real good, and he did a few like generic interviews, like, "Hey, I'm here for this fashion brand. It's me, Bang Chan from Stray Kids," and that's it. And I'm like, all right, like, you know, that's cool. I'm happy for them, but like, it's time. Like, I want music to come from them, or at the very least, like they could actually start their goddamn tour. I know it's coming, but like, you know, when they're on tour and they're not putting out music, well, then we're getting stays posting, you know, various videos from different angles of them performing live. I like those too. I don't know, you know, it'd just be nice. It'd just be nice to like see them more. So I'm enjoying this. I don't think we'll go on to the second episode tonight.
No.
I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't think so. Another 40 minutes? I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
Not gonna happen. Nah, in the chat. How hard is that? But it was fun. I enjoyed this. This was great.
It's good.
Yeah. It's good.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to end up together in the end? I don't know if they have to end up with anyone, but of these 8 men, do you see any pairings that are going to go the distance?
Nope.
No, you think they're all going to switch up?
They're all going to be single at the end.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I'm holding out hope a little bit for Bang Chan to be with IN, because he always wants to be with IN, and it's really funny to me because IN never invites it, even though they do get along well. But it's pretty funny. Like every time they do these kind of episodes, he wants to be right there with IN. I mean, everyone does, but Bang Chan especially. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I think there's only one more episode of Exchange Island. I'm gonna check the various internet streaming services to see if I can find it, and even if you don't want to be uncomfortable, I'll make myself uncomfortable and watch it. Yeah. I'll just watch like one episode or something, just see what it's like. Yeah, you know, so that way I can get a feel for it. So when we watch the next episode, I'll understand it maybe a little bit more.
Right.
We're going to come back on our next episode, and I'm going to be like, I fucking love this show. It's the best show they've ever made. We needed an English version so I can watch it more. It's going to be great. But, you know, I don't know if it's actually streaming anywhere. I'm going to have to use other techniques. But either way, I might check it out, just see what the vibes are like, and go from there, you know?
Yeah.
It'll be good. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. And if you want to know what the vibes are like,
you got to go to makestay.com.
yeah, you could if you wanted to.
If you want to. You must.
And if you don't want to get a sports injury from playing tennis every day, you should stretch.
But also go to makeastay.com.
You go to makeastay.com,
Should we,
you stretch.
Make a page on there that's like, it just shows you
How to
different
stretch.
stretching.
Yeah, how to stretch before playing tennis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There's a thing at the end. Okay, hold on. We got to hit play for a moment. Oh, let's go. This is all preview.
It was just them saying that they were going to do it.
Nice. So it goes way back.
Way back.
They've been planning this for a long time.
Deeper. and
Way,
deeper.
way down. Is there any movie that we quote more than Office Space?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I haven't watched it for a while. I should watch it again just to refresh my memory on all the quotes. Yeah. And if you want to refresh your memory on all the quotes, you got to go to makeastay.com.
Do it.
Do it. And then you can follow our podcast, or you can join our Discord and hang out with all the cool people. Because when Stray Kids does release their next comeback, you better believe we're going to be live streaming that shit the moment it drops. Doesn't matter what time it is. Doesn't matter if I have to wake up in the morning with my children. We're going to be there.
Yeah. Or be square.
We're definitely not going to be square. We're going to be there. I'm making the promise right now. You heard it here first.
The only
where else were you going to hear it? Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.